Ancient Egypt is one of the most mysterious and fascinating civilizations in the world. It is known for its ancient pyramids, mysterious hieroglyphs, and towering monuments. But beyond its grandeur, there are many creepy facts about this ancient civilization that can leave you wondering and give you the chills. Sit back and relax as we have here today the top 5 creepy facts about ancient Egypt. Number 5. The pharaohs were mummified alive. In ancient Egypt, it was believed that in order to ensure a safe passage into the afterlife, pharaohs had to be mummified alive. This process involved a complex ritual of embalming the body and wrapping it in linen bandages. The process began with the removal of all internal organs and their preservation in canopic jars, which were placed in the tomb alongside the body. The body was then filled with natron, which is a naturally occurring blend of sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate. This was thought to be important, as it was believed that the pharaohs would be judged by the gods and goddesses of ancient Egypt when they arrived in the afterlife. Therefore, it was important to ensure that their physical form was preserved and not damaged in any way. Number 4. Malaria was rampant. In ancient Egypt, malaria was a major health issue. Malaria was rampant throughout much of the Nile Delta and is known to have caused the deaths of many people in the region. The disease was spread by mosquitoes that lived in the area, and it was particularly dangerous in the summer months. Malaria had a huge impact on the lives of ancient Egyptians. Many people believe that the disease was sent by the gods as punishment for their sins. The only way to treat malaria was with herbal remedies, so people often turned to using spells, prayers, and offerings to the gods to try to ward off the disease. Despite the efforts taken to protect themselves, many people still fell victim to the disease. The disease was eventually brought under control in the late 19th century, when quinine was introduced as a treatment. Number 3. The sick were buried alive. In ancient Egypt, it was believed that those who were sick were cursed by the gods and were often buried alive in order to prevent the spread of their disease. This practice was common in Egypt during the time of the pharaohs and was seen as a way to protect the healthy population from being infected. The sick were not given a chance to recover and were instead buried alive in shallow graves. It was believed that the gods would then take care of the sick and protect them from further harm. This was seen as a form of mercy killing, as the sick were thought to be in too much pain to be allowed to live. The sick were buried in unmarked graves, usually in the desert, so that their graves could not be identified. This prevented their bodies from being disturbed by those who wished to do them harm. The practice of burying the sick alive was abandoned by the Egyptians during the Ptolemaic period, when more humane methods of treating the sick were introduced. Number 2. Tomb robbing was punishable by death. Tomb robbing was an extremely serious offense in ancient Egypt. It was considered a crime against the gods and the pharaoh, and was punishable by death. Not only was it illegal to rob tombs, but also to disturb their contents in any way. The gods were believed to protect the tombs and their contents, and anyone who attempted to violate them would be punished. The punishment for tomb robbing in ancient Egypt varied depending on the severity of the crime. In some cases, the robber would be sentenced to death. In more minor cases, the robber could expect to be fined, publicly humiliated, or even exiled. In some instances, the family of the robber would be punished as well. Although the punishments were harsh, they served as a reminder to how important the tombs and their contents were to the people of ancient Egypt. Number 1. Human sacrifice was practiced. Human sacrifice was used to please the gods and to appease them in times of distress. It was also believed that by sacrificing a human life, the gods would be more likely to grant the people of Egypt their desires. The most common form of human sacrifice was the offering of a corpse or body parts of a corpse to the gods. This practice was known as mummification and was believed to help ensure the safe passage of the person's soul into the afterlife. In some cases, the Egyptians would offer living sacrifices as well. This was most commonly done during times of drought or famine when the gods were being believed to be particularly displeased. It was believed that by sacrificing a living being, it would appease the gods and bring about much-needed rain. These are some of the most creepy and intriguing facts about ancient Egypt. It is a civilization that has captivated the imaginations of people for centuries, and its mysterious and fascinating history will continue to fascinate us for many years to come. Which of these facts did you find most shocking? Share it in the comments below. Do not forget to give us a like and subscribe to our channel, District 10 TV, if you haven't done yet. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.